Yeah, it's meaningful. You're doing impactful work. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Nikisha. And Joe was giving you some applaud, and I see a lot of head nods from
Yeah.
Jay too, because your story is so powerful. And I love what you talk about. It was like you said by chance, but I don't think anything was really by chance. You sat, were still, and received that answer that you were looking for, that confirmation to validate, right? So that's awesome. Jay, over to you. When did you know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, and how did you start Couture?
Well, um, as Joe said, ever since he was a kid, ever since I was a kid, I knew that I wanted to be a business owner of some sort. I didn't know what type of business it was going to be. Like I didn't think it was going to be the business that I'm doing now, but I just knew that there was never a vision of me having some sort of career that like a conventional career. Like I never had that type of. I always knew that I was going to be some sort of a business owner. Even when I went to school, it was to gain knowledge of accounting so that I can deal with my business myself. Right. So yeah, just as long as I can remember, I just knew that I wanted to be an independent business owner. So how my business started now, uh, it, it's as Nikish said, by chance. I feel like mine was by chance also in design. It kind of reminds me of the story of the Alchemist. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with the Alchemist, that book. You know the boy and the boy goes on to search for his journey, his dream,
Yes.
and he comes back and finds out really his dream was right where he started in the beginning. All right. So I've been cutting hair um, ever since I was a kid, and it's something that I've been great at. But it was never what I thought I was going to be doing. Like I had all kinds of other visions and ideals of who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. But one thing I knew that I was good at, and one thing that everybody knew that I was good at, was cutting hair. So I've cut hair for ever since I was 14. I'm 47 now. I just had a birthday, so whatever. But yeah.
Happy
So
belated.
well, thank you. So how my story of opening up my business started was again, I've been cutting hair all my life, and at one point in my life I had somebody that I was dating was helping me to devise a business plan so that I can now go to the bank and get a loan so I can open up a business. Right. So just take it out of the home and open up a business. But the plan, I never got a loan. Right. So, you know, weeks pass by and she comes to me with an idea of, you know what, maybe you should go and try this second careers. Because there was a thing going on called second careers where you go and, I guess you get a grant from the government. They teach you how to do something new, and they pay you as you learn. So I went to one of the seminars. So when I'm heading home from that seminar now, I'm all dressed up because I went to the seminar. Usually when I'm at home cutting hair, I'm very, 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 very casually dressed, right? But now because I'm dressed, I'm driving by a salon that's in my area that I said to myself, you know what? Since I'm dressed, let me just go see what is happening at the salon. Maybe let me just see if I can maybe bring my clients that I have from home and bring them to this salon just to change, just to make a difference in my life, just change something new, right? So I go to the salon and I say to the lady at the salon, because I notice every time I drive by, she's always just sitting down reading the newspaper. Nothing's really happening in there. So I said, let me see if I can bring my clients here. So I say, um, is it okay? Is it okay if I have this station right here? Like as soon as you walk in the door, there's a station to your left where somebody would be working, but it's empty. So I said, is it okay if I have this station right here? She says, um, I'll have to ask my boss. So I figured, like, she's in there. I thought she was the boss. So she said, I'll have to ask my boss. So she got on the phone, called her boss. Her boss then gets on the phone with me, and she says, I heard that you want the station. I said, yeah, I'd love to be able to, work at the station. She goes, the station will be $1,500. She goes, do you want to take it today? All right. And I said, take it. I said, no, I want to bring my clients here. She goes, oh, no, baby. we're closing our shop today. I'm selling all the equipment. She said, we're closing down today. And I said, oh, well, if you're closing down, then I want the store. Right?
Wow.
I said, I want the store. I have no money. I have no idea what it takes to have the store. But I said, I want the store. So then she now says, okay, well, we'll have to talk to the landlord. You'll have to talk to the landlord because today we're done, and tomorrow the landlord owns it. So then she puts me on she gives me the number for the landlord. I speak to the landlord, and the landlord says, you're lucky that you called today because tomorrow I was about to give it to the realtor. And once the realtor get it, it's not in my hands anymore. So then I said, I want it. And then he says, okay. So when we talk, and then he gives me a number of what first and last would be. And I said, okay, fine. And then I don't have this money. All right. So then, long story short, it's crazy. It's crazy. So
How old were you, Jay?
It was 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, I'm 47 today. So what's that math? 39.
39. Wow.
All right. So now I get on the conversation with the landlord. The landlord is going to give me the place, but I need to get the first and last on Monday. I have to get first and last on Monday. It's now Friday. I don't have the money. So I say, okay, but you know what? I have a couple people in my life that owe me this kind of money. Let me call in the money that people owe me. No one has the money to give me. All right. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So anyways, it's Saturday now. And I'm just telling you this long story because this is very crazy and by chance, just as Nikki said, right? Saturday, I'm sitting down eating dinner with my family. I get a phone call on my phone on a Saturday evening. And it's Scotiabank. Scotiabank says, you qualify for a credit card with this much money. Would you like it? I'm like, yes, because it's the exact amount of money that I needed. Scotiabank was actually the bank that I went to get the loan, and they refused me. But now, for some reason, their credit department is calling me, offering me a credit card on the Saturday.
On a Saturday night.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right. So everything just lined up. It was weird and wild, and then they said to me at the end of it, if you need the money that's on the card before you get your card, you can go to the bank and get checks. Wow. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I said, okay, thank you very much. Hung up the phone, went to the bank on Monday, got checks, gave it to the landlord, and I have my store. And
you still have your store.
And I still have my store. And the amazing thing is that with the business proposal that I wrote, that I handed into the bank, about how the store would run, it was nothing like the success of this store is nothing like was in the business proposal. Like the business proposal didn't even compare to what I'm doing right now, because I had no idea of what this store could bring me. And I had no idea of what it was like to run a business. So I was just forecasting something that I had no clue of. And what's happening is greater than what I could have ever imagined. So that's how I started my business.
So powerful. And in the chat, people are saying great stories again. Thanks for the stories. So you guys are all definitely making an impact in the viewers. So Jay, I'm going to start off another question with you. What motivates you to keep going?